Yeah, good evening, everyone. How has your day been? My people, how has your day been? My people, how has your day been? My voice is funny. Oh. Hello, everyone. How was your weekend? And how is your week going? I'm trying to connect to YouTube. All right, it's raining over here. Finding it a bit difficult to link um, so I could see. So what's happening? How has it been all this while? Okay, my day was fine. It's just that I lost my voice again. I'm always losing this voice. All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, welcome to week 6. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, guys. Good evening, all. All right. Oh, it's raining. Yeah, it's raining over here too. Tammy, thank you. Thank you, Grace. It's always me and my voice. Yeah. Annie, thank you. I'll be fine. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Let's wait for a few minutes for others to join us. So, generally, how has this program been? I thank you. Thank you, Benita. Thank you, Oyalabu. So generally, while we wait for others to join, how has the program been all the while? Are you getting new insights about the internet, devices, and um, the cyberspace in general? I mean, that I'm fine. It's just I lost my voice, trying to regain it. Okay, Isabella said it's impactful. All right, good evening. All right, gift set is also impactful. Elsie, yeah, Elsie, how you doing? Elsie, yeah, I was supposed to do something for you, but awesome. All right, good to hear, good to know. Thank you, Ladi. All right, all right. Thank you for this. Saying sorry. All right. Thank God you're gaining insights from the program. Yeah, good evening, Temi Tope. All right. Adebi said the program has been great. It's insightful. All right. Thank you very much. Eunice, I've been around. Did you join the class last week, Eunice? Eunice, all right. Good to have you too, Eunice. Gifts. That's serious. That's interesting. You now feel like a cyber guru, right? It's all right. That's interesting. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you, guys. Let's wait for 2 more minutes for others to join us. Today, we're going to be looking at a very sensitive topic, which all of us are usually part of, right? So, I would want all of us to start on the same plane and then follow suit. It's going to be an interesting one, hopefully, and I pray all of us get along. Please, you just have to bear with my voice. You have to pay keen attention to my voice. All right, and then before the end of the class, someone has to suggest to me what I should take for this voice. If I have medical doctors on ground, health workers, someone has to suggest, right? All right, thank you guys. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. For those that are just joining, you're welcome to class. Yeah, it is well. Temi Tope, thank you. Celine, thank you. All right. Yeah, happiness, peace. Hello. How you doing? All right. I think it's time for us to start. Okay. Okay. Happiness, I'm fine. But obviously, you can he- detect from my voice that it's like I've lost it again. Right. Okay. So, um, we come late to class, which is not a good one. We have few that are live. I don't know what the who said that? Elizabeth, are you serious? I should chew ginger and tom tom. Wow, ginger and tom tom together. Ah, Elizabeth. Okay, I'll try. Benita, sorry for that, but okay. Don't worry. Before the end of all of this, or during our mentorship, we would have time to look at all of these challenges we're having, and then I think it will be the best time for us to handle all of this. Benita, you shouldn't pay for Adobe Acrobats. You shouldn't pay for it. Don't worry, ma. The Lord will strengthen you more. Thank you. Thank you, happiness. All right. I think we'll start. It's 10 minutes past the hour. It is 10 minutes past 7 p.m. Nigeria time. So you're welcome to class today, and I hope we'll have a wonderful time together. All right. Today we'll be looking at the topic. I'll be discussing on the topic secure email protocols. Secure email protocols. Okay. So first of all, you should know what an email is. Okay, I just did a brief overview so that you would have a balanced understanding of what secure email protocols are, right? So now, what is email? We usually hear email. I have an email. I want to send an email. What do we actually mean by an email? Email is a way to send messages using electronic devices over the internet. All right. It refers to both the system used to send these messages and the messages themselves. That is, the techniques behind you being able to send messages. And when we talk of messages, you know that it includes images, it includes text, it includes audio, it includes a lot of formats of messages, right? So the technique that is behind you being able to send messages, most time in real time, okay? As you're sending, the recipient is getting it, the technique used in sending that message, and also the message that is being sent, is what we call email. It is what we call an email. And of course, email stands for electronic mail. So it means everything, the technique is electronic. The everything concerning the message has to be electronic. So today, email is very popular and very important for digital communication. And last time we met, we talked about digital documents, right? So email is very popular and important in transmission of digital information. However, its widespread use and security weaknesses make it a target for cyber attacks, right? In as much as we cannot deny the fact that email is very important, it's very popular, it is a means where we exchange information, messages, real time, and all of that, right, over the internet, because the internet is connected to this um, means of trans, transferring information or means of communication over the internet. It is the main target for cyber attacks. All right. Recently, analysis has shown that email has a very wide percent of cyber attacks that are being carried out. So I said, however, no matter the popularity, whatever you think email is, also bear at the back of your mind that its widespread use and security weaknesses make it a target for cyber attacks like phishing. We know what phishing are. We talked of phishing, domain spoofing, and BEC, which is business email compromise. All right, so that is email for you. Right, how email works. Generally, we just know that when you want to send an email, you need to, from where you're sending it, you are the sender. There must be a recipient's address, all right, and then there's also a space for um, subject, and then you have a larger space for the body of your document where you can do a whole lot of things. We saw how we encrypted using Proton and Mail, and we saw how it all went. All these things um, can be found in your email or how it works. All right. So emails are sent using software applications and web browsers. So you should bear in mind that two applications, softwares are needed using software application and also a web browser. You cannot send an email without using a web browser, and you cannot also maybe write or receive an email without a web browser in place. Okay, and the software application and web browser known as email clients. Each message passes through several servers before arriving at the recipient's mail. So when you send your email, there are a lot of things, there are a lot of routes it takes, and then before it gets to the recipients, much like a traditional letter goes through multiple post offices before reaching its destination. All right, after an email is sent, what happens? It goes through several steps, okay? It goes through several steps to reach its destination. The first step it goes through is the sender's mail server. You, as the sender, you have a mail server known as the mail transfer agent. The server that transfers the mail from the sender's side is called the mail transfer agent, and is also known as the sender's mail server. So without a sender's mail server, it means you won't be able to transfer or to send your email. And okay, and this sender mail server starts a connection using the simple mail transfer protocol. So when you send an email, what this MTA does is it connects to the recipient's mail server, okay? It connects to the destination, and then it makes sure that there is a connection, there is a link, there is compatibility, all right, that it is sure that, okay, this server has located the destination of the recipient. So, and all of this connection is possible through the simple mail transfer protocol. The simple mail transfer protocol enables the connection of the sender mail server to the recipients. All right, so now we have I did not finish this, right? So now we've gotten here components of an email address. Okay, so we have three components of an email address. For example, you have peace dot ugwanyi at example.com. Okay, this is my email address, for instance. Okay, then we have three components that makes up the email address. Three components that make up the email address. One is the local parts. The local part, this is the part before the @ symbol. All right, okay, so when someone is asking you, all right, what could be the problem? Probably you had issues sending email, and then there's an error message that is saying your local part couldn't be found. Okay, so in your head you'll be like, what is the local part? I don't get it. Right, you had an error message that reads the local part of this email address could not be reached or could not be found. You might be saying, what's the local part? So now I'm trying to explain what the local part of an email address is. The local part is the part before the @ symbol, okay? Then it usually represents the username or the specific mailbox. For example, your whatever is your email, right? Before the @ symbol is what we call the local part. All right, that is the local part.
Then the at is the symbol that separates the local parts from the other parts. We are coming to the other part so that we'll know what the other part is. The symbol separates the local part from the domain parts. Okay, so if you have an email address, it means it consists of the local parts, a symbol, the at symbol, and what we call the domain parts. What we call the domain parts. Okay, of course, the arts is pronounced as arts. This symbol is essential as it separates the local parts from the domain parts. It ensures that the email system can correctly route the message. All right, then let us come down to the domain parts. The domain parts is the part after the at symbol. Remember, the local part is the part before the at symbol, while the domain part is the part after the at symbol. And it includes the domain name. So for example, can someone tell us, can you just drop some domain names you know? Do you know what domains are? If I say that the domain part is the part after the at symbol, can you give me some examples of domain parts you know? Thank you, Olayemi. Thank you. .net. Good. Now, this time around, I'm talking of the email address. Oh, .org. Yeah, Olayemi. Olayemi answered .net, .org, .org.com, .info. Yeah, okay, .ng, .edu. All right, thank you very much. Beautiful, beautiful. That's interesting. All right, so now we are together. So the whole of the part after the at symbol, yeah. We are all at the same page. Thank you very much. So let's go back. Let's concentrate. It's okay. Now, all of this is called the domain parts. The domain parts bears the domain name. And for example, we have .net, .edu. It means it's for educational purposes. .ng, that's for Nigeria. .uk for the name of the country. .org, it means that domain is for an organization. .net for network. So you have a lot of .com for commercial, right? And all of that. So you have a lot of them out there. So anyone you see should actually let you know that this domain part is like a symbol, or it describes the domain itself. All right, so if you are going to, for instance, you visited a website, and probably an educational website, right? And then, okay, let me share this with you guys. I was working today, and you know people can be very smart these days. Okay, so, and you should also be very careful when you, in fact, I was working on emails today, and there are mails that I was supposed to get from particular, should I say particular parastatals, or particular organization, right? So, but do you know that some people went and, for instance, if I'm supposed to receive an email from, let me use Eunice, no. Okay, let me use FGN, that's Federal Government of Nigeria, Brew the Change at uh, info .org.ng, right? I was supposed to receive an email from that. It shows that, yes, I know I'm supposed to get an email from .ng.org, from FGN and Brew the Change at info.ng.com. Do you know that someone created an email address? I'm just giving you what happened today. Someone created an email address with that same name, but because some of these domain paths are specifically designed for organizations, right? If an organization wants to design theirs, if they are educational institution, it has to come with a dot n sorry an edu dot uk and edu dot something, right? So but individual hardly get license or certificates for creating such email, all right? So but someone wanted to be smart, and then I don't know whether it's a he or a she that now created an email with the name of the organization, and then what came at the end is at gmail.com. You see? At gmail.com. So if I was not sensitive enough, I might just look at the local parts and say, oh, the local part is FGN Brew the Change at info dot org.ng, right? But if I were not sensitive enough to not just look at the local parts, I looked at the local part and also looked at the domain parts. And it might interest you to know that the document I was actually asked to get was the document that was sent through that fake email address. So because that is why this topic is very essential. So when I looked at the local part, I said, oh, right, okay, this. But I looked at the domain part. I said, no, if it's coming from that parastatal, it cannot come with .gmail at gmail.com. It's not possible. Do you understand? So I said, oh, right, this guy is very smart, but God has helped us today. So that was how I declined the email, and then I moved ahead. So you have to be sensitive if you're supposed to get an an information from a particular domain. You should know if it's an educational domain, the email should carry .edu.ng, and it's usually not given to people. For instance, if you want to talk to a registrar of a university, or you need a document from a registrar from a university, and you see that the local name is registrar, what university will I use now? Registrar Unilag, right, at gmail.com. You know that that message is not from the registrar, because there's no way the registrar's office would send such um, an email. All right. So it could be because it's an educational institution, it has to go with a .edu. All right. So I don't know if this explanation is clear. Any question based on what I just said? Please bear with my voice. Yeah. So if you're looking at your email in totality, take time to look at the local parts. The @ symbol, usually it's not usually the problem. Then the domain parts, okay? So look at the local parts and look at the domain parts. Where is this email coming from? All right. Okay, Grace said I should explain again. I said the components of an email address, we have three components that make up an email address. Your email address is graceokoli.gmail at gmail.com, right? Let's use that as an example, okay? Grace Okoli at gmail.com. That should be your email address. So great, Grace Okoli is the local part. It's called the local part, right? That Grace Okoli is before the at symbol, and it is called the local part. So most times, if you miss out, if you're sending an email to a wrong email address, when you get an error message, the error message might read so many things. It might read the local part is not valid, or the local part cannot be found, or the domain part is not cannot be reached, things like that. All right, so not just you should also pay attention to both the local part and also the domain part. So that's what I've been explaining all the while, and um I just shared my experience today at work. All right, okay, so thank you. Now we have talked of the components of email, of the email address. Now we'll now see parts of an email. Okay, any question? Okay, I can see one question here. Ma, does it mean that the local parts? No, once no. What I mean by taking note of your domain parts is, for instance, if all of this is about cyber attacks and cyber security. I just gave an instance, right? I said I was expecting a mail from somewhere, from an organization. And I know that I know very well that the domain part of that email cannot end with .com, because I know the parastatal, I know where the email should come from. And then I was trying to explain that someone got the local parts of that email. But when I looked at the domain parts, right, I knew that it can never be at gmail.com. Okay. So you should know that your email, for instance, if you are to ask for, let's say, a transcript from your school, okay, you applied for a transcript, and then you were supposed to receive that transcript via email. All right. Then you saw registrar unilag at gmail.com. It's not from your school, because your school cannot use .com as their domain parts. All right. So because you know that that mail should come from your school, and then maybe you've seen registrar unilag at the registrar unilag is the local name, and then at gmail.com can never be from unilag. Yes. So you should know that that message might be an attack. It's either a phishing link has been attached to it. All right. Yes, exactly. Okay. So now let's go ahead. I think you've gotten what I said. So the at is constant and all of that. So these are the components of an email address. We have the local part, we have the at symbol that separates the local part from the domain name, and the domain part, and the domain part comes from a domain name. Okay, so if you opened an email, or you created an email address with Yahoo, you cannot get at gmail.com. What you will get is at yahoo.com. All right. If you opened with Microsoft, you cannot get Gmail. So all of this domain parts comes from the domain name itself. Okay. Yes. All right. Thank you. Oh, sorry, please. So now we have parts of an email. Parts of an email. An email has three parts. Okay. The simple mail transfer protocol envelope, we have the header and then the body. The SMTP, the header and the body. All right. So the SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. And it is found, it is in every email address. That is, it is in every email environment. It is a technique. Remember when we started, I said that email uses a technique called the simple mail transfer protocol that starts a connection, right? The sender mail starts a connection. The sender mail is known as the mail transfer agent. And then we have another technique that starts the connection between the sender mail and then the recipient's mail server. All right. So now we have the parts of the email. So there is no way your email can go through without the SMTP, right? Because the SMTP has to do a connection. It must verify that there is a connection between your MTA, right? And then the receiver, your server, the recipient server. So that is why most times if you wrongly type in an email address and then the SMTP goes for this connection and couldn't find a connect, right, between you, that's the sender's email address, and then the recipient's domain, you find out that an error message is being sent. Okay, most times you see that they'll say check the email address cannot be found. Has anybody seen that before? Have you tried sending an email and then an error message was sent, and what you see is the email address cannot be found? A yes or a no? Have we experienced that? All right. Okay. So I want to tell you why it couldn't go through. All right. Yeah. At this point, the SMTP could not connect. There was no connection, right? It's either it couldn't connect with the domain parts of the recipient's email. Okay, either the domain part of the recipient's email could not be connected with your own domain parts. All right, because some settings, and oh, someone said no, but a whole lot of us are saying yes here. I should be okay. So that is why you couldn't send that email, because there was no connection. Secondly, there are some domain that are through settings. For instance, in my organization, if you're to send an email to another, okay, if I'm using a.edu domain parts, right, from my own end, that is, I'm the sender and I'm using a.edu, and then our setting, we had set the domain path to be just, we only receive messages from .edu. Anything from .com, no way. You can't send to .com, you can't send to .org, you only send to .edu. Then when you want to send an email and then your domain name, your domain part is reading .com, it will not go. It won't deliver that email, because from the setting, the SMTP can only connect to domain parts that is specific, a specific domain parts. All right. So that is why most times it's either you entered a wrong email address, or the setting from the recipient's end has set it that so mail cannot come into their own space. All right. So that is for that. The SMT envelope is like the outer layer of an email that helps get it delivered. All right. It includes the sender's and recipient's address. This information guides the email to the right destination, similar to how postal address on an envelope directs a letter. So each time the email moves to a new server, this envelope is updated and replaced. Okay, so I'm sure this has explained it well. Then the second part of an email, right? We said we have the SMTP envelope, we have the header, and then the body. All right. So now, email header. What's an email header? The email header is an invisible piece of information sent along with your message. Most of us don't know that there are some other information that accompany our mails. All right. You just see sender, you see subject, and then you see the body, but there are a whole lot of messages that accompany our mails. All right. While it's not visible in the body of the email, it can be viewed in the raw message source by both the sender and the recipient in most email clients. Okay. Okay, Titilayo. And most times, if it's from the same domain, check a character, because if you miss one character, if you give a space or you use an uppercase, it wouldn't go. All right. So if there is a misplacement of character in either your domain name, your domain parts, or the local parts, it will not deliver. Okay. And then most times again, if the storage of either your own storage, if you're using Google, for instance, if you're using Google Drive and your storage is full, your messages cannot go. Okay, so these are one or two reasons why these messages don't deliver. So you check properly. You might be asked to delete that your Google Drive is full. You don't have space for messages to come in and all of that. So you need to do the needful. Happiness is when someone is having issues with her mail, like when the person log in that account and the site says that the email cannot be reached. When she puts correct email address, what will the person do? Okay, happiness, we'll get to all of this. Okay, we'll get to all of this. So now let's continue, please. For the email header, these are invisible piece of information that are sent alongside your messages. You cannot see it. Has anybody seen this? Okay, it's coming up. There's a picture. Yes, this is the header. This is an email header. This thing you're seeing now is the invisible message that comes together with your information, with your email. Okay, so here you could ascertain where the message is coming from. You could say the time. Yes, you could the subject, the protocol that was used, and we'll be talking about that shortly. And then you could detect a whole lot of, you could get the IP address, check the IP address. Is this mail malicious, right? You could get the IP address from this body, from this header, this information here. And then you could check if the IP address of the sender is malicious. Is it on the blacklist? Should I go ahead if you're not sure? Okay. All right. So this is what we are talking about. The invisible messages that accompany our emails. All right. Okay. So any question? Yep. Any question, please? Okay, now the body of, I'll come back to this because all of us will open our email and then I'll show you how to get to this and then check the IP address, even query the IP address to be sure of what you are accessing. Okay, so now we have the body. Yes, I'll show you right away. But I want us to, okay, let's talk about the body and then we'll go for that. We'll go for the hands-on immediately. So now the body of an email contains any information the sender wishes to send, which include text, images, links, videos, and other files attachments, provided that they do not exceed the email client size restriction. You know, the body of there is a specific size. There are some messages or there are some files you want to attach, right, to an email, and then it will tell you that the file is provided it doesn't exceed, okay, the size, the restricted size. You can add whatever you want to, and then you get. All right, so I missed this. This is the steps that the things that happen. Like we talked of the first step when sending an email, right? We talked of the SMTP, that is, it checks for the connection through the MTA, right? So the second thing the SMTP does is the SMTP checks the email envelope data, which includes the recipient's email address, and use the domain name system, that's the DNS, to convert the domain name into an IP address. That's number two. Then the same SMTP searches for a mail exchange. If you're good at MX, if you're using Microsoft, right, you'll be and if you're working from the back end, because most of these things you can't see, like the DNS, the MX, if you're talking of the SPF, the DMAC, you can't get all of them on until you gain access to your tenants, where all of these settings are being put in place. So all of these are the technical aspects, right, of how the email works. Okay, so any question before we go into the secure communication and the secure email protocol? All right, so if you want to get this header, I'm going to share my screen. Not NCA, M for markets, M for markets. So I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. Oh, sorry. So you would see how you could get the header. Okay, I want to share my screen now. All right. Um, Let me use this. Okay. So for you to view this invisible information that comes um, together with your mail, you go to your email, open your email, Okay, I want to click on, you click on the message. So I'm clicking on this message, right? So now I have this message open. Okay, I have this message open. Are we together? This message is from Master Kali Linux, right? So they sent me an email. I want to be sure of this message. I want to get more information about this message. So now you can see here, can you see my mouse pointer? After the time, you see not starred, you see an emoji, right? There's an emoji here. Then there's a three dots. Yes, these three dots here. I'm using Gmail. We'll also check for the Outlook mail. So now you click on these three dots, right? Click on the three dots here, the top right, after the emoji sign and the reply sign, the reply arrow, you see three dots. Are we together? All right. So when you click on this, you see a drop down. Excuse me. You see a drop down, then scroll down to look to show original. Okay. Scroll down to and click on show original. So have you seen? Mine is up. I don't know if yours is up. So scroll down, you will see all of this, right? So you've seen all of this. So all of these are attached to one message that was sent. Wow. Can you imagine this? All of these are invisible message that was attached to one message. Okay, so are we all here? Are we all here? I said click on any mail, open your mailbox, right? Open your mailbox, okay? And then click on, you see three dotted, you just three dots, okay? You see three dots. Okay, let me go back. Here is my mailbox, right? I chose to open this Master Kali Linux, right? I got a message from Station X Weekly, okay? I got a message from this from this email address. So probably I'm not too sure. Do I know of Station X? Okay. I got this email and I want to know who sent this, right? So when you click, go to your email, open your mailbox, go to your email. Yes, just one message. No, it's not harmful, never harmful. In fact, it makes you to read and know. Don't worry, we're going to see some of those things, but you might not understand the codings. Okay, I said go to your mailbox. That is, go to your email, go to inbox, go to inbox. All right, go to inbox, then look upwards. Open one of your mail. Just open it. Click on it and open it. Have you done that? For those that have not gotten to this, okay, when you open a mail, I just opened mine, And I was like, oh, who sent this mail? I want to know more about this and all of that. Remember, we talked of the email header. So want to know how this header looks like. All right. So, okay. Then, no, not harmful. Now we come here, the three dots show original. Okay, now when we'll be talking, we would now explain here. Now you have message ID. This is the message identity. Okay. This message was created on Tuesday, September 24th, 2024 at 4:27 p.m. delivered after 1 second. Did you get that? All right. Delivered after a second. Good. Then it's from this, right? Then to me, my name, and then my email address. Then the subject is this. The protocol that was used, the SPF, DKIM was also in place, and then DMAC was also in place. All right. Now, here you can see that, and that is it, Adebi. That is it. All these long coding for one email. So when you look at it, okay, I'll need to teach you this X reports. It shows the level of spam, the possibility of it being a spam mail or not. So here we don't have any figure attached to X here. When you scroll down, you might not, let me not just bug your head with all of this. Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much. Let's go back to class because we'll still have to do something. Yes, exactly. Yeah. For Yahoo, right. Bola, Abimbola, you're very correct. Thank you. All right. So are we all together? I think I need to stop sharing now. So I need to rush up with, okay. So now, okay, I don't understand. Okay, so all right, so now we are not talking of the secure communication. We are talked about emails, we are talked about the components, the parts of emails and all of that. So now, how are these messages secured? How do we carry out a secure communication, right, using this email? There is a protocol, or there are protocols that are in place, right, that helps for secure communication if you're using email for your communication. Okay, so protocols are there. Secure communication means using methods and rules to protect the sending and receiving of important information so no one else can see, change, or block them. We're talking of eavesdropping, man in the middle, and all of that. So there must be secure communications protocol that should be in place to avoid, breach in communication, right? So this is very important now that many of our interactions and transactions happen online, including our email, kind of communication. It includes the steps and guidelines to keep data safe, ensure ensuring it stays private, accurate, and available to those who need it. So, all of this English is just trying to tell you that there must be a secure protocol that will protect your mail from attackers. And remember, when I was starting, I talked about email as one of the very, very common means of cyber attack, right? Most cyber attacks are carried out through email. So there are secure email protocols that we need to know and put in place so that our emails will be safe. If you don't want to see spam messages, if you don't want to see, if you are suspecting a mail that is malicious, it could just push it straight to your spam, and that's all. It remains there until you delete them and all of that. All right, so now we have secure email protocols. There are rules that keep your email safe. As I said, that these secure communication protocols are rules. So for securing your mail, right? There are protocols for emails. Okay, there are protocols that are meant to secure your emails. All right, so now we have the s my okay, it's time for break. Sorry, when we come back we'll continue. We need to go for a short break. Thank you, and see you after the break, guys. Hallelujah. You are good and your mercies. All right. Hello, guys. We are back. Welcome back. Please, my TAs, can we continue? Hello, guys. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, so welcome back, guys. We started with the secure protocol, email protocols before we went for our short break. All right, so hi guys, where are you? Are we together? We should be back from our break. Lord, you are good and your mercy is forever. Okay, all right, so okay, thank you. All right, so we have some secure email protocols we should know, but our emphasis is on the SMIME, is called SMIME, and then the PGP. But it should interest you to know about the SPF, the DKIM, the DMAC, the other one that is usually used, the POP3, and the Imap. So I'll just want you to know why you're seeing SPF there when you went through your header. SPF stands for Sender Policy Framework. Okay, SPF stands for Sender Policy Framework. I will say it's like a publicly available directory for a domain. Okay, and you know what a directory is? Where some informations are gathered and kept, and people can gain access. All right. Note that SPF list all the IP addresses of servers. That's one. In that directory, there are lists of IP addresses of servers. Then secondly, when an email or when a mail server receives an email, just pay attention. It goes back to this directory, the SPF directory, to check the SPF record. And remember that that directory houses a lot of IP addresses, okay, of various servers. All right. So when a mail server receives an email, the first thing it does is it checks the SPF, which is the Sender Policy Framework. It checks its record, that is the directory where all of those addresses, the IP addresses, are kept, to verify if the sender server, that is the server from which the mail was sent, okay, it will verify if the sending server's email address is within the directory. Do you understand now? if I send a mail to you, your SPF from your own end now goes to the directory, the SPF directory, right? Where IP addresses are kept and they are publicly available, right? Where the IP addresses are kept, okay? And then the SPF, what it does now is it checks my server. If my server, if the server in which I used in sending that mail, it will verify if it's among the list of IP addresses there. Okay. Then, if the SPF checks fail, the mail may be marked as spam or not delivered to the recipients. All right. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm just trying to give SPF is not part of the protocol, the email protocol we are going to talk about, but I just want you to know that apart from these ones we are going to discuss now, the S-MIME and the PGP, and we also have the POP3. I decided to add the POP3 because this one, the S-MIME, is usually a protocol used for Outlook emails, right? Then the POP3 is used for Gmail, and the Imap is also used for Gmail. But this SPF, I want you to understand why most times your messages go to spam, is marked as spam or not delivered. Okay. Someone was saying that the same domain, the same, it might be that the SPF was the IP address that is stored in the directory was checked and it couldn't find, most organization these days do like a segmented kind of um a system whereby they allow IP address from a particular IP address to another particular IP address, a range of IP addresses. They only accept emails or messages from a range, a range of a particular, like a particular range of IP address. Okay, so in this case, if it is set in that way that we only accept, or we can receive email from this range of IP addresses, and then another email was sent, what the SPF does is it goes to the directory and check this email that was sent. It goes and look for the IP address. The IP address is stated there in the header, right? It checks that it's not something that you say you won't, will look out for it very soon. So it checks if there is a range of IP address that a particular organization receives or accepts mail from. And then another mail was sent, and then the SPF checked the IP address, the range, and couldn't find the range of that IP address. It will just mark that mail has spam. Most times, not necessarily that the email is infected with virus or is a malicious mail. I want you to get this, that most email are marked as spam is not because they are malicious. All right. Most email that are marked as spam, SPAM, is not necessarily that they are malicious. It is just that the range of IP address that is allowed to send email to the recipient's server couldn't find that IP address that sent that email to it. And then the mail will be marked as spam, or in most cases, not delivered. All right. So, and then we have the DKIM. The DKIM stands for Domain Keys Identified Mail. domain key identified mail. If you can't see my slide, just listen to my explanation. Just listen to my explanation. Yes, the SPF is not part of our class for today, but yes, yes, yeah, not all spam mail are malicious, okay? So I'm just trying to let you know that there is a protocol that is called the SPF, okay? The SPF stands for Sender Policy Framework. And what it does is it lists all the IP address. There should be a range of IP address. So when you get an email that is not within the recipient's IP address, right? It just automatically moves the mail as spam. It will mark it as spam because it couldn't find the IP address of the server. It's not within the range. I don't know if you get it. Okay, now we now have the DKIM, which stands for DKIM, right? Okay, now let's go back to our. Let me share my screen again so you'll see what I mean. When we saw the header, please listen carefully. When we saw the header, right, we saw that in your own header, I don't know what's yours, but my own SPF passed. Mine passed. There's a pass with IP 167, and then the IP address was given. So I want you to go back and check your header. Do you have anywhere the SPF was stated? Okay, let me share. Let me quickly share so that. Okay. Yeah, so okay, now with this explanation I did, Grace Okolie, right? With this explanation I just gave, it could be that the IP address, the SPF checked, and then it couldn't find the IP address within the range, and then it was marked as spam. Most times it's marked as spam, or it would not deliver to the recipients. Now, I now ask you to go back to um your original message. That is, check your header. Very good. Very good. Now, you see that your SPF, which is the sender, are you out there? Okay, now you see that your SPF, which is the sender policy framework, is written pass in capital letter, right? Okay, it means that the IP address within the SPF, the sender's IP address is within the IP address server, right? So if any message you did not get, or any message that didn't come to you, it means that the IP address range is not within that range. All right, so do we now understand? Not all messages that are marked spam are malicious. All right. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Praise. Thank you. I'm struggling with my voice. Okay, now, good. Yeah, I should be passed. So the IP addresses within the server is in place. All right. So now for the DKIM also, we have enables domain owners. DKIM enables domain owners to automatically sign emails from their domain using digital signatures. I wouldn't want to bore you with this. It might be a bit confusing, but I just want to have this in mind, that not all spam messages are. In fact, I would want you to, after today's class, I would want you to go to your spam, right? And then look for the header and see what the SPF status will be. Okay? And that will be a very fantastic one. All right. So now let us continue. So the S-MIME stands for, all right, stands for Secure Multipurpose Internet Mail Extension. Is a widely used method to send secure emails with end-to-end encryption. And this protocol basically is used on Outlook, is used with in Outlook. Okay, this particular kind of protocol is compatible with the Outlook kind of email. All right, so here the SMIME uses digital certificates. Remember, we talked of digital certificates to verify one and encrypt emails, ensuring only the intended recipients can read them. This keeps the email safe from eavesdropping or eavesdroppers while they travel over the internet. So SMIME encrypts and also ensures that only it uses digital certificates to verify and encrypt emails. All right. Then, while SMIME encrypts the content of your email, it doesn't encrypt the metadata in the email header. The metadata here is the sender and the recipient's detail. All other body might be encrypted, but the sender's address and the recipient's address are not encrypted. And we'll check for this immediately we are done. Then we have the PGP, which stands for Pretty Good Privacy. It's another kind of secure email protocol, right? And it's a method for encrypting also and signing emails using public key cryptography, unlike the SMIME. The SMIME doesn't use public key cryptography, but PGP uses public key cryptography. All right. Now we have I decided to add this POP3. POP3 is Post Office Protocol 3, is a way for your email app to get messages from an email server. This is, you can see this in Gmail, right? It's usually a protocol used in Gmail, while the SMIME is used basically in Outlook. All right. All right. Someone is asking the meaning of DKIM. DKIM stands for Domain Keys Identified Mail. Domain keys identified mail, sorry. Domain keys identified mail. I, all right. So now, what does the POP3, what does it actually do? One, when you check your email, POP3 downloads the protocol that is responsible for downloading emails from the server to your computer is the POP3. Now, if you're using um, Outlook, the one that is responsible for downloading is not necessarily this, but you regularly find this kind of protocol with the Gmail. All right. Then, first of all, it downloads the messages from the server to your computer. That's one. Then, after downloading, the emails are usually deleted from the server. Most times you want to look for an email. You go to your inbox, you're sure you'd receive the mail. Maybe it's a download, it's an attachment, and you're sure that it was sent via email and you had downloaded it. If you go back to download it, you might not see it again. Has anybody experienced that? Has anybody experienced that? Have you experienced going back to check your download from your email and you can't find it? It's not your duty to send SPF. It's inbuilt, and secondly, it is a setting from the back end. Okay, Jimmy. Yes. I said, have you experienced going to your inbox and then you're sure you got an attachment which you downloaded, but for some reasons you couldn't see the download on your system, and then you decided to go back to your inbox, to your mailbox, and then you couldn't find it any longer. The download is you couldn't download it again. Yes, all right. So that is what POP 3 does. Yes, that is what it does. It will allow you download messages from the server. It can be in your computer. Once you get the download, that's all. Okay. Then if you go back again to download it, you won't see it. That is its own function. The emails are usually deleted from the server. And like the email, you get all these things from server. So what post office protocol does is you download your messages, you download your attachments and all of that. From it allows you gain access to the download from your server, and then it's better you store it. Most times people say email is the best form of saving. Sorry, it's not completely true because of post office protocol. It's not completely true, because you might want to go and get that download back and you wouldn't see it. All right, so I want you to know today that yes, if you can't get your download, POP3 is activated in your in your system. All right, so we'll see all of this shortly. Then saving on server, there's an option to keep a copy of the email on the server if you want. That is from your saving. Then offline access, you can delete, draft and read email without needing to be online. That's for the POP3. Then the IMAP. Yes, okay, all right, okay. Why not finish all your presentation? Then all questions should not be saved on the last minute so we can gain more and you deliver more. All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Sean. All right, now let's go ahead. We have the IMAP here. IMAP stands for Internet Message Access Protocol. Here, this protocol allows you to access your email from multiple devices. Right? Email stays on the server, and any changes you make, like reading or deleting an email, are synchronized across your devices. That you're able to open your email on your system. The same email you open on your system, you can open on any other device, like your phone, your tablets. It's as a result of the IMAP. Okay, is as a result of the IMAP being enabled. All right, so IMAP, that you have the protocol that is responsible for this. You have multiple access, like multiple devices accessing a particular email. Okay, yeah, IMAP is also in Outlook, because you can open your Outlook on your phone, you can open it on your system, you can open your Outlook on any device. Okay, so what is responsible for this? The protocol responsible for this is what we call the IMAP. IMAP keeps a constant connection between your email application like Outlook or Gmail and the email server. No, 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 no. You can, if you disable it, it means you won't be able to download things from your server when emails are sent, right? Some people will say they sent an email to them, but they cannot open it. They can't gain access. Once you touch it, it means you're not going to gain access to it unless you enable it. All right. So now I have you when you go through this, okay, now so look at the difference between this. Please read up. I would want us to. Okay, now I have this picture here, right? The pop 03. Yes, it is used in Gmail as well. That is why I said the clear differences. The IMAP allows you to access your email, right, on different devices. Okay, now I can access my email on my system. I can access the same email on my phone. All right. So the protocol that enables accessing email, same email on different devices is called the IMAP. All right. So now here we have the POP3. Remember POP3, once it gives you, like, you get a download from the server straight to the client, that's all. That's what it does. Okay. It gets the download from the server. It enables you open your mail, and then that's all. Then the IMAP here, you can download, you can go back. Oh, sorry. You download, we have a two pointer arrow here now. We have the clients can reach out to the server. The server can also the clients can reach out to the server to get info. The server will automatically give back to the client because it enables multiple devices at the same time to gain access. All right. So we have clients here, we have the clients here, we have the devices around. It can supply you can open your email on your phone at the same time you open your email on your laptop, right, on your tablet. So it is the work of the iMan. All right. So let's go ahead. Advantages of using secure email: one, for authentication, data integrity, confidentiality, and protection against phishing. Right now, I will share my screen before we attend to some questions. All right, so now I want to share my screen so you would see all of this. If you're using, I will do that of Gmail first, and then Outlook would follow suit. Please, any question before I go ahead? Any question? All uses DKIM. Yes, they can use more than one protocol. Thank you very much, Bemisola. Exactly. Oh, any further question? All right. Let me look at for something and then share my screen. Sorry, I'm looking for. Okay. Now, I want us to. I'll share my screen now. That's not even what I want. All right, so let me share my screen. Okay, let me share present. All right, please hold on. Mm. Oh, Foluwaseun, I just explained why some of our emails are marked as spam. I just explained that. Can someone explain to Oluwaseun, please, while I share my. I did a thorough explanation on why some emails are marked as spam, not necessarily because they are malicious. All right. So, oh, which one am I sharing? Okay, I will go back to my email. Confirm if you can see my screen now, please. Not yet, because it's not coming up from my other device. All right, thank you. Okay, so now my oh oh now, yeah, sure, I can see from here also. So now it needs to go back once more. Beautiful. Now I am here. This is my email. This is my Gmail environment, right? So I want you to follow. So I want you to have a feel of all these things I'm saying. So when you, yes, all right. So now come over here. You see settings, right? The little, I don't know if setting is up. Ladies in tech is actually blocking that. But you know the setting icon when you see it, right? Just click up from the search mail, go straight, you see support, right? That's the first one with the question mark. And then the second is setting. Okay. So now when you go to setting, if you're using a Gmail, this is a Gmail. Now you go to setting, right? All right. So you go to setting, click on see all settings. See all settings. Click on settings and see all settings. Here you will now see settings. You will see settings. You see general. You have so many menus here. General, labels, inbox, accounts and imports. You see filters and blocked addresses. You see forwarding and POP/IMAP. Can you see it? Why I'm taking time to say them out gently is for you to follow through, okay? So I said go to setting on your mail. This is a Gmail, right? If you're using a Gmail, go to setting. If you're using okay, I'll show you. I have an Outlook mail also, so I'll show you that quickly. So are we all there? So now here you can do a whole lot of things like time will not permit me, but here you can just explore. At your leisure time, just go and explore. But I want you to go to forwarding and POP/IMAP. Click on it. Are you there? Are we all there? Click on forwarding and POP/IMAP.
Are we there? If we're there, just wave. Send a wave. Just wave, 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 wave. If you are at forwarding and POP/IMAP, just give me a wave, guys. All right. Okay. So you're at forwarding, POP, IMAP. Good. I need a whole lot of hands to wave at me. All right. Now, the first thing you see, okay, beautiful. Not up to 50 hands are waving, so a lot of people are behind. Do I need to come again? Just a wave so that I'll carry everyone along. Okay, so for the sake of time, forwarding, the first part here you see forwarding, right? Add the forwarding address. You can also forward only some of your mail by creating a filter. Now we have the POP download. Remember what I talked about the POP. The POP, when enabled, right, you can only download, and then if you're going back to get that download, it will not be available. All right. So now the status here, POP is disabled. I don't know if you can see what I'm saying here. POP is disabled. If you check on it, it means once you download, you won't see it again when you go back. Now, the second check box here, round hole here is enable POP for mail that arrives from now on. So you could just try the second one. I'm giving, excuse me. Hey, hey, your own is enabled. Okay. Are you using your office system? Hot topics. Are you using your office system? All right. So you could also disable it, right? Once you click on the button, it's disabled. Then if you want to try out this thing I just said, right? Oh, beautiful. Agbokelechi. Good. So have you seen where your challenge is coming from? If you enable POP for mail that arrives from now, then you come here and click, right? Once you enable that, come to the second one, number 2. It reads, when messages are accessed with POP, now you have keep Gmail's copy in the inbox, or mark Gmail copy as read, or archive Gmail copy, or delete Gmail's copy. So it's left for you. So for those ones that theirs is enabled, which of the second condition is highlighted? All right, Juliet. Yeah, which of this is highlighted? For those that theirs is disabled, you cannot gain access to this drop down, okay? So once yours is enabled, the second number here reads, when messages are accessed with POP, what then do you want to do? Do you want to delete the Gmail copies? Do you want to archive it? Do you want to mark Gmail copy as read, or keep Gmail copy in the inbox? Setting is up now. Setting is up. Go to search mail. That line, that bar where the search mail is. Okay, so now mine is disabled, and I'll just disable it. I'm gonna cancel it. Okay. So now
Okay, just do a trial. Do a trial, right? So you know where to go and how whatever. For this, you have status IMAP is this for me. The status IMAP is disabled. If you want to enable it, and you want to, if you don't want to access this on, like you can see, configure your email clients, e.g., to your Outlook, to your Thunderbird, and to your iPhone. All right. So now they've given you an option. You have an iPhone and you want to access this, then you need to enable it, right? Then you follow the configuration instruction. When you do that, I want to show you all of this. Good. Okay, now, so these are just ways to help you and get all of this done. There's something I want us to do quickly. So we've seen this. You can just go through all of these menus here and check out what they are. All right. So depending on what you want, please, depending on what you want. If you want your IMAP to be enabled, if you want your POP, but I be careful with your POP unless you click on the second condition for that. All right. So now I want us to look out for let's go back to the header for a particular inbox. I'll be leaving shortly, but I want us to finish up this. So now I want us to check. I received an email from Station X. All right. I received an email from Station X. I'm not too sure what the email is all about. I'm not sure of the sender. Okay. So I would want us to check. I want us to check. Go back to your header. Go to your header, pick an email, just pick one message in your inbox. 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 Okay, so I'm picking, I don't know this. Oh no, this is from Lita and Canvas. This is LinkedIn. This is Joy from Lita. I want to get, this is Incubator. I'm looking for, all right, let me go. Okay, this is Upwork. This is, okay, let me go to Notion. Let me click on Notion. Then I want to ascertain the IP address of this particular. Open any mail on your inbox. Go to show original from the three dotted line, the three dots, right? So now, are you all there? Okay, now I want to check how safe this email is. I want to confirm if this mail is genuine. So go to the SPF, or you can see received. Just go to the SPF and then you'll see the IP. You'll see pass with IP. Mine is 143.253. I don't know if you're there. Go to your header, right? Pick any mail of your choice. Go to the header. You know how to get there. The three dots. Go to original, show original, and then go to SPF, the body of the header now, and then you see pass with. SPF reads pass with this. There's a number, IP 14. I don't know what yours is. So no. So copy the IP address. Okay. Copy the IP address. Yeah, no, SPF. Yeah, copy the IP address there. Then open your browser. Then go to just type what is my IP address. Please, we've passed that. Opeyemi, follow what we are doing now. Copy the IP address. Go to what is my IP address. Open what is my IP address, right? Or look, you could search IP lookup. Either what is my IP address or IP lookup. So this my own IP address. Then I want to search how safe this where this mail came from. I want to search and then enter the IP address and search. Yes, pick the number there, SPF pass with IP address. So now I can see my IP details, right, for this particular IP address from the email I opened, right? Go to get the IP address, copy the IP address in front of the SPF. You see SPF pass IP 14 whatever whatever. All right. Then copy the number, the IP address number, and then open your browser, open another browser, click, just type what is my IP address, search for that, click on the link, the second or the first, I can't remember. Then place the IP address and search. Here you will see IP detail for 147.253. Blah blah blah. You see the decimal, MTA, no, the host name. Okay, you see a whole lot of things, services, data center, country, United States, state and region, Maryland, the city is Columbia, latitude, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if you're there. I know. Hot topics, go to your header. Pick any mail, open the mail, then go to your header. We I think we I taught you how to go to your header. Beautiful. So now you'll see, click to check blacklist status, right? You want to be sure this IP address is safe, okay? You want to be sure, yeah. So I want you to scroll down from here. User comments, I have a user comment here. Okay. So can you check to click to check blacklist status? Who is with me on this? Oh, who is with me on this? Who is seeing something like this? Oh, it's time. Are we all together? Oh, please, are we all together? I just want to check. I'm checking my time.
Time is up. Oh, okay, so this is how to check if a particular IP address or a particular sender of any mail, whether the IP address will show if it's a malicious mail, if it's bad, if it's listed as what's it called? Um if it's on the blacklist, right? All of this will show if you're using this method. So hope you understood something today. Any question before we call it a night? Go home and practice more. Search, do your research, and then come up with whatever findings you want to. And then I think that's all. Any question? All right. So you can check the IP addresses to know if they are spam, or go to your spam, check, copy the IP address there, open a mail that is in your spam, check for the header, copy the IP address, and then run it through this what is my IP address or IP lookup and all of that, and then you will you will get a whole lot of things about it. Thank you, and God bless you. Do have a wonderful and a peaceful night rest. Thank you, everybody. Good night.